So are you all heaving a big sigh of relief that the 5 days are over? I'm just kidding. So we are drawing to the end of this 5-day workshop. And today for the valedictory session, we have the presence of our Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Rambhushan Sir, along with our Dean, Faculty Affairs, Professor Vignan Sir. And of course, our eminent resource persons of the day, Professor Nitish Purohit Sir and Professor Satish Kumar Singh will be joining us. So before we get the session started, I request Dean, Faculty Affairs, Professor Vignan Sir to please take his seat. I call upon our guests for today's session, Professor Satish Kumar Singh and Nitish Purohit Sir to please take their chairs. Now I call upon our esteemed Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Rambhushan Sir to please adorn the stage. So this is the last session, and you must all be eagerly waiting for your certificates. But before I ask our Dean, Faculty Affairs to give his closing comments on this valedictory session, I would like to invite a few faculty participants.
You want to replay that?
Please take it. Just give me a call. So I would like to request Dean Faculty Affairs, Professor Vignan Sir, to please speak on this occasion and share his thoughts on this valedictory occasion.
That's where Anna madam.
I'm here.
Honorable Vice Chancellor Rambhushan Sir, respected dignitaries, Professor Purohit Sir, Professor Singh Sir, and Sadha Madam, and my dear colleagues. I am very happy that this has been a great learning experience for you, because I have come to know that you guys are very serious, and the resource persons, whenever they are delivering the sessions, you didn't even think of sleeping a second. So you are not asleep, you haven't fallen asleep. So it is because the best resource persons have come to deliver the best, and the resource persons are drawn from across. The resource persons are drawn from across various places, and the first one was by Director NITTR Kolkata, Professor Mishra, and then he has oriented you. The other session was so good, and he has oriented all of us about the outcome-based education. And then followed by Rambhushan Sir. So it still echoes in my mind, like what he said: learn to learn, learn to unlearn, and learn to relearn. So that was a good thing. So why Sir was saying why learn to unlearn? Why should we unlearn? I was thinking. Then he gave a nice example, as usual. So with the day-to-day activities and day-to-day life stories, like how we connect. Because I like Sir. He's a very good orator, and majority of the speeches, other people, although they are good speakers, they never connect to day-to-day activities. So Sir always talks about mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law. As usual, I'm a big fan of his speeches, because other things, even they talk about subject, even he goes with the subject, he connects something or other. So that will be very interesting. And Sir also mentioned about outcome-based education. Like the outcome, it should be outcome-oriented education, it should not be outcome-based education. So he went into the philosophy, and he made us feel that what is outcome-based or outcome-oriented education. And then followed by that, we had Muthu Krishnan Sir, Professor Muthu Krishnan Sir, who came from Madras, and then he told us what are the COs, what are the POs, and how should mapping be done, and how should articulation matrix be prepared with all that he has told. So they all shared not only the topics, but also shared their experiences. because they came here, they have gathered a lot of experience. So, and then followed by Varaprasad sir, and say Varaprasad sir, Guru Prasad sir, and another one they have talked about projects actually. Capstone projects, what is a capstone project, and what are the kind of projects that can be given to students, and like it made us remind of what our Vice Chancellor sir has mentioned, because he always used to say, I want my teachers not only to do research, but my teachers, they are my researchers are teaching. It is not that my teachers are also doing research. So Suresh Ramaswamy Reddy sir and Guru Prasad sir mentioned about the projects and how projects can be given, what kind of projects are to be given, and what assessment need to be done for the projects, right? Because the first day, as Sada madam was mentioning, preparation of Hyderabad biryani. So I told that Hyderabad biryani, the first day I also made my opening remarks saying that Hyderabad biryani preparation is fine, but like our VC sir says, let them add their own components and let us taste. Do not say that you have to add this first and add that next. So let them do it their own way. But again, once by tasting also some assessment methods are there, like we see Master Chef on the television, Australian Master Chef, and how nicely they make whatever they do participation, and we look forward to having many more of these workshops in the future, which will enrich our knowledge and enrich our experiences, because we are going to, the resource persons are going to share their experience. Thank you, Anita, for giving me the opportunity.
I request him to please make his brief address. Maybe he can tell us some of his impressions after interacting with all of you.
So, once again, hello, Honorable Vice Chancellor sir, presently no questions. Actually, we are having calling him director sir. Still, we are calling like this. So, Professor Sada madam and Dean sir, who is actually I'm here. I was not really getting time because there were so many things. But at the end, I'm fortunate that I could interact all of you, and I would get blessings out for director sir. Maybe past director, but yes. But really, this workshop was good, and the way you people interacted, were inquisitive and finding, interacting something, getting something, is really a great experience for me as well. Because normally in faculty development programs, there are very less faculty members, and somehow they are very less motivated as well. But here, different kind of energy has been felt. Everybody was interactive, and a lot of small moments were happening during this discussion. So this was really a great discussion. In the future also, if we find some time and opportunity, then we will try to interact with all of them. So thank you very much sir, for providing this opportunity to be here. So thanks a lot.
Very much. Now I call upon Dr. Nitish Purohit to please share his message.
Thank you, ma'am. So, Honorable Professor Nagarajan sir, Professor Sharda sir, sir, and all the participants. So, I read a lot of things in the morning. I hope that we must start the thinking process, and when you go for the implementation, definitely there will be more questions which will come in your mind. So I just want to submit that consider me available. Whenever you have any question, feel free to ask. You can call me, you can email me. But the weight of entire this concept is already with you, Professor Nagarajan. So as I said in the morning as well, we expected a lot from him. 4 or 5 different initiatives I told him in the morning, and all this we could have done under his supervision. He is already here, but he is so busy. I can understand. So whenever you have any any question, any query, if you need any support in the implementation of this thing, you can call me and I'll be able to help you whatever I can. One thing which I would like to point out is when we start something and when we started actually, initially you will feel that at the student side as well, there may be something because they feel actually that some load has been increased somehow. So and then we switched actually in this we switched from the later grade to the this new grade system, and somehow we said them that okay, let us move on, let us see if something will not come appropriately, we can change. And I would like to share you recently, it was one of the pioneer batches going to pass out this year. So I called a meeting of our student bodies, and then we collected the opinion of the faculty members were also there, students were also there. So we collected the feedback and opinion. So initially there were students who were saying that instead of later grade, instead of this during grade, we should be on the later grade. So I asked, should we now switch it? They said, no, sir. So this is actually the way we have a body which we call the Senate's Undergraduate Committee, and in that committee meeting actually we called all the faculty members. So whatever were the initial hitches, whatever were the initial thinking of the students, over the 4 years actually 2-3 placements have also been taken place, and it has been ultimately observed that all those has been changed, and nowadays people are not ready to do any modification. Like I suggested, if there is any revision, and it went to our Senate as well, if there is any revision that we wanted to do, almost there is no revision at all. So over the time actually the things will get mature. Something which seems a little difficult at this point of time, little unpracticable at this point of time, over the time you will find that actually this is very useful for the students and for the students. This is our experience. I hope something similar I will be able to hear from you to clear down the line. Thank you so much. Best wishes.
Thank you very much. A few participants to come and share their reflections on how they felt about this whole 5-day FDP. Please come.
From our department, they represent actually, I engaged with some other department. In the same slot, this is the third FDP, so within 3 months. Within 2 months. So first day I came with why I am attending this one, since I know somewhat about OBE. I am mentioning it somewhat. Then first day is gone, then second day we started with the good assessor. He started with rubric. I was impressed. I don't know how to assess. Since past 1 or 2 semesters we are going IDP, then we can't be able to extract more from the students. They are mingling with the other department, they are here under roaming. So with that I impressed, and then it started fire. So completely past 4 days, it's going like a rapid round. So yesterday also from BMSC college as well, today completely we learned how to assess the process, how to assess the students. With that, I want to implement with the semester itself. So today from our department we started the rubric with our team faculty members. So it's a very useful entire session. It's useful. So I am requesting our management. It needs to be continued every 6 months for all the faculty members. So with this small word, I am saying thanks for. Thank you.
Actually, outcome based. I came to know about outcome based education in the year 2015 when I am working in Vignan. Then at that time we came to know what COPO attainment, but I done COPO attainment. Somewhat it's difficult to understand how COPO attainment CO and BO will be attained. If the COPO attainment is out of 3, if COPO attainment not attained, we will make some commands or actions how to overcome that students notebook, students have to we have to write about the personally also and then academically also how the students will have to perform. In that also we have to take action why outcome is not attained. Suppose out of 3, the outcome will be 1.8 or 1.9. Where the students is lagging, in which subject they are lagging. If you see like that, students is lagging in the first year basics, mathematics, EM1, EM2, EM3. Most of the pupils will be lagging in the mathematics. That's why they can't be able to attain the attainment in the future subjects, second year, third year, like that. Somewhat engine mechanics and civil materials or automotive components like that. So, first students have to understand about mathematics. Mathematics is the base for all these subjects. So, if the students attain the program outcome in the mathematics, they can easily achieve all the subjects attainment. So, by after attending this session, 5-day session, first day session, sir delivered a lecture very nicely, our vice chancellor sir. And then second day, Guru Prasad sir make us how to write the rubrics for each and every subject. Rubrics is not a common for all the universities. You can write your rubrics on your own to how to assess these students. So here only I came to know how to write the rubrics by Guru Prasad lecture. And then next day, sir, one sir from BMS called up the name. Out of 5 COs, first CO is not matching with the RBOs. Yes, this I came to know about this. CO1 will be very least bother. It can match or it cannot match. I came to know by that sir lecture only. The CO1 may or may not be matched. But if we want to attain the COs and BOs, if you are going for India or anything, if you are not attending also no problem. But our self-satisfaction, we have to deliver the lecture in a good manner to the students to learn something. Apart from syllabus, we have to teach what are the updates in their technologies. That is my opinion. Thank you.
So I represent Vignan Bharat. Yes, sir. So on the first day when we saw the title OBE, so you are really, so because we have been struggling with that with the present day, so what are these POs, COs, how to match them, what is the final outcome. So when we saw that, we thought that it will be somewhat boring and so. But sir's address, Navishran sir, Vice Chancellor sir, so he came up with the essence and also the philosophy behind this. So we are able to understand that and easily we are able to interlink with all the other things also. So we are able to better understand the things, what have been behind that and what we have been doing all these days. So the meaning of this has been understood now. So we are very grateful to all the resource persons, Mishra sir and Purushottam sir and Singh sir and every other persons who have been dealing with all these 5 days. So they are very resourceful lectures and we have been enlightened in writing our next coming things in the future. So we are very happy to attend this FDP program. And as Dean Ramakrishna sir was telling, so the PG classes are good. So along with this, if we also have any practical sessions also, so we are very happy because directly we will be able to know how to do the things in a better manner. So, yes. So in this theoretical, we also want to have some practical courses also. So we thank very much and much more we thank Madam Sarada Madam and the team for organizing this and making us to participate in this. So thank you one and all. Thank you.
Good evening all. This is Pushya, representing the CSC department at the FSTR. Before I talk about this, let me actually talk about being a faculty. So since we are working in the profession of the faculty, it is pretty much important for everyone to understand how the courses are supposed to be taught. So this 5 days workshop, I thought it has given a much enlightenment to each and every faculty of every department and the sister branches of Vignan have given a good insight on what we are actually supposed to teach. So I strongly believe that from here onwards, whoever we are sitting in this particular room from the past 5 days, there will be definitely an improvement in how we teach in the coming up courses. It would be also good if some insights that we have taken will be taken forward by our department as well. The first day actually it is like a curtain raiser by our VC sir, how it we are going to have and all, and the rubrics as everyone is mentioning. We all know about the rubrics, but implementing the rubrics in each and every aspect of our course is something different. Which I want to have, which I want to implement that in my coming courses, project evaluations and all. And as the next coming up speakers, that each and every day they have taught us what is an OBE actually. I come to know very interesting concept here is first you have to frame the outcomes based on that syllabus is supposed to be framed. That is the core concept which I have understood, and later after assessment, assessing all the course outcomes and identifying the most complex course outcome in the course and taking the measures toward that is an important thing that each and every faculty has to do. Thank you. And the last note I would like to mention here is the Sharda madam and the team, everyone, those who have brought the resource persons here, and especially and also the organizing committee who are providing the snacks, lunch, everything, anytime. Even though we are suffering by sitting in the street, they have helped us very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Colleagues, good evening. This is Dr. T. Sandhya, representing the Vignan's Nirula. First of all, I thank the management for allowing us to participate in this 5-day AFTP. I also thank my beloved principal, Ma'am Dr. Pathuru Radhika Garu, for giving us this opportunity to participate in this. Really, all these 5 days were very wonderful. We came to know very new things. The first sentence as outcome should be expectation, it should not be destination, which was quoted by our VC sir. And the next sessions, preparing the rubrics for the evaluation of all the courses and projects, and about the capstone project. Really, that rubrics formation and evaluation is wonderful. And then the next day, it is about the blended learning. The Valedictory sir has given very insights on that blended learning. And yesterday's session was excellent. We don't know actually the COs or we know that CO should be based on the Bloom's taxonomy, but sir said CO should form based on the verbs used in the PO's explanation and how to map the CO PO, and the PO mapping should be evidence based, and about the attainment, CO attainment and PO attainment. And today's session that is about continuous improvement and the assessment of the students. All these lectures were very wonderful, and the way they presented the sessions, the resource persons presented the sessions were very wonderful. And last, the organizing team, especially Sharada ma'am, the way she coordinates, the way she walks, it's wonderful. I learned from ma'am, excellent ma'am. This is excellent. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, my dear colleagues of the dais, and Sharda ma'am, AFDP team, and I thank you all for putting us into this wonderful 5-day workshop on outcome-oriented education, as said by sir, on behalf of our principal, deans, HODs of Vignan Pharmacy College. In the journey of this 5-day, we initiated with what to say. We took a baby step on what oriented education is, which was enlightened by our PC, and then we furthermore proceeded. It is like a stepwise increment, a successful journey, I hope. And then we talked on zero PO, a new dimension of writing course outcomes, subjecting to program outcomes, and I hope that will be easy to map also without playing the number game of 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2 and all. And then we have also seen about course outcome and program outcome articulation matrix, a wonderful session by Varadictory sir. And at present, contemporary teachers are not conventional teachers. So in order to throw light on that, we were made digi teachers with the MOOCs learning. And today's session for the practice which is followed by IIT, the Lahabad for capstone project or for assessing project and mapping it with course outcomes was extremely useful. I hope they have invested and we should return it in terms of following the practices which we can afford and which we can practice at our institutions. And in that, I actually want to thank you, waiting for thanking you since the morning, sir. Rohit sir, you were saying, we have proposed for a person who bottleneck close to JEE and lose, because I know the pain of losing, who comes bottleneck close and leave it. Thank you for that, and I pray that for sure this will happen, sir. Thank you.
We call upon our esteemed Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Nalbhushan, sir, to deliver the valedictory address.
Good evening to all of you. My dear colleagues, all of you are my dear colleagues, my dear colleagues. So, 5 days journey has been over, but you have not reached the destination. Destination is still far, far away. Okay? Because at the end of the PhD, you would start research. Similarly, at the end of this, you will be starting to know what really teaching learning process is. I really like the way the whole course was organized. Starting with Professor Mishra and then Professor Bhattu Krishna. I'm very sure you must have got a classy connectedness to the philosophy of the entire education. Then came the actuals. And today, you should have understood the autonomy being enjoyed by the institutions of national importance. I purposely wanted them to in the last session so that you can really have the contrast between attempting to teach and launching to teach. Launching to teach happens in the institutions of national importance. We don't control our teachers over there. We don't even control them to lay down any syllabus also. So that's the total attempt, and of course, those who are from Vignan University truly would be knowing how towards that Vignan University is now moving very drastically. I'm sure Professor Nitish Purohit and Dr. Satish Singh would have made it very clear what would be the obstacles, what could be the reactions. But if the goal is very clear to you, the clarity should be for the teacher. The goal is very clear to the teacher, then let him adapt any way, any part, he shall be successful. I think I'm very, very happy to hear the lady from Nirula was also mentioning. I love the way Dr. Shantha walks. I've never seen Dr. Shantha walking. I always see Dr. Shantha flying. I've seen that. But I'm very happy that some of the people could catch up with me, with my speed. So Dr. Shagdar, Professor Vignan, these all people have been able to catch up with me very fast. I made a very drastic statement in AAA Allahabad. The very first day, very first day I said, I am going to support the next 5 years all my upcoming cohorts, all my youngsters. And I gave a very strong warning to all the elders in the campus that if you do not like anything, I am not at all worried. Try to learn to stand on one side and allow these youngsters to move on. That is all I told. Here the question of repeating doesn't arise because I was just trying to see how many elders are over here. And yesterday my secretary was telling, here I have heard of making the team like under 18. But here we have got to forcibly make a team of over 16. And then your Naga, your Rao Rataya would be the captain and I would be the vice captain here. Right, that he will be the vice captain. So here all of you are youngsters, all of you have come with a very positive intention. All of you have to take the institution very in a greater light. I'm very sure that you might have heard, particularly you might have traced today's lectures because it would tell you to what extent you have got to take the institution. If again an institution, I do not want Vignan to become one institution. It has got to be one classic example. At least I got to share why I took the risk of coming over to. In fact, neither Professor Nitish Purohit nor Satish Singh, not many of them, they were very unhappy when I took the decision that I am going to Vignan. Professor Nitish Purohit said, sir, can you not wait for 3 days, 4 days? I knew what was going to happen and I stayed there. I knew. But then I did not want to. I did not want to because at least in my last part of my life, I wanted to take a risk. Surely I am taking a risk. I wanted to take a risk with private institution. But I also wanted to demonstrate to the government of India that it is private institutions which can play a major role in they have got to play a very major role in the education. Today in India amongst the private institutions, naturally the two Vignan institutes, all Vignan institutes are doing very, very well. Where do rise to that level? People always tell comparison. People always speak about, like on the other day, T.P. Mishra was mentioning, everybody's vision statement is to become world class. A vision stolen and a mission stolen. No, you have your own vision. Right? Conversely, they start telling, saying in the next 5 years, we would be like NIT Warangal. And then next 5 years, we would be like IIT Hyderabad. And then next 5 years, we would be competing with IIT. Don't do all these things. Because every way, the subject remains the same. It is invariant. The goals always remain invariant. Okay? The other one point, when quite some way back I was also young, when I was young like you, I used to be NBA expert. Later, of course, voluntarily I said, hell with the NBA. Okay? Tell me how these visits, they have no meaning at all. They have no meaning, absolutely they have no meaning. The NAT, the rank, the NBA, nothing has meaning, no meaning at all. Right? Okay? So I was in one of these Andhra institutions, and after the MBA, the principal of that institution so proudly said, sir, our results are very good. Okay, that's very evident. I've been seeing properly the results are good. Our results have been really good because we conduct preparatory exam also before the exam. We conduct preparatory exam also before the exam. That anyway, I know that even in Vignan today also, before the Monday test, the questions are already known. Okay? So I know that I kept quiet. After all, very enthusiastic principal, why should I bully I kept quiet. As usual, that in NBA, the most interesting part is the exit meeting. And in all NBA meetings, in all NBA, I was the only person whole NBA team would ask me to give out all the total feelings in the exit meeting. I would take 15 to 30 minutes, all others will take only 1 or 2 minutes. For me, I always used to get a lot of time to explain. So at that point, I told this institution, the principal of this institution has been so proud that he tells that he conducts a preparatory examination before the final examination, and that is why the results are very good. I also think that the honorable principal of this institution had a preparatory marriage before his final marriage. So the preparatory examination can improve the institution. A preparatory marriage should also improve the marriage. Okay? No. The marriage is very classical. It happens. Right? The damage happens. With the decision that you want to get married, the damage still happens knowing that there is going to be a damage. And after the marriage, the way you accept the onsetting damages is what defines the outcome of the life. Isn't it? Therefore, all the preparatory examinations or preparatory whatever it is, they are not education. Education should be full of surprises. Education should be full of turns. Alright? Okay. So, in fact, I really love that the song in Mosam. They got more they So we have to give a small turn. The beauty lies in the small turn. The beauty does not lie in the straight path. The beauty lies in the small turn and how you overcome when a sudden small turn happens. The teachers have got to provide that small twist, small turn, and the students have got to withstand that turn. Students have got to overcome that turn. Right? And students have got to progress in spite of that turn. Only then the final outcome is reached. Right? So it's here you who should do a lot of work, because it is here you should know where to give the turns. Turns cannot happen. Turns have got to be created in education. Alright, where and how the turns have got to be provided has got to be learned, has got to be understood, which means you are going to be at a qualitative position. Normally, unfortunately, what happens in an ordinary engineering college, I'm sure Vignan does not belong to that class of ordinary, I am sure, and if I am not sure, I hope, okay, that it has got to rise to this level, this expectation. So, what has got to happen is this, the turn, the way you have got to do the turn, as I mentioned, has got to be understood. In an ordinary engineering college, very ordinary engineering college, the teachers, beside the breadth of the syllabus and the depth of the syllabus, looking into old question papers. Isn't it? Isn't it? I'm sure many of you would also be keeping the old question papers in your safe custody. This is the dirtiest practice, number one. Number two, not only the old question papers, number two, unfortunately, in many of the ordinary engineering colleges, a teacher is only few hours ahead of a student. Few hours ahead of a student. In many colleges, the teacher will be only 1 hour ahead of the student. And in many colleges, we are used to the modern gadgets of teaching through PPT, teaching through, if there is no power, the teacher cannot teach. If he has forgotten to bring his pen drive, he cannot teach. Alright? That is not a teacher. A teacher has got to be authoritative. The teacher should be a storyteller in the class. The entire syllabus is an epic, and you have got to thread the entire epic to a story, and it has got to be storytelling. Even mathematics has got to be storytelling. Alright? Unless you know how to thread to the interesting component to a single thread, you are not a teacher. You cannot be a teacher. Alright? Teacher, reminding a teacher needs dedication. Reminding a teacher is altogether a different ballgame. And the only thing a teacher has got to do is that he or she has got to throw away the mobile the moment he or she enters into the office and should not get hurt. I tell you a story of one lady by name Parvatama who became principal of a big institution. Alright? And this lady had two children, two small children when she became principal. At young age, she became principal. Two small children. On that day when she became principal, she appointed a maid servant. And she called the maid servant and she said, for any small thing like the child is weeping, for any small thing that the child fell down, the child had bleeding, the child bled, I guess my small thing that the child is not eating, you should not talk to me, you should not complain to me over telephone, you should never call me over telephone. You should never ever call me over telephone. Only if it is fatal for children, only then you can call me over phone, otherwise you should not call me over telephone. That has got to be the commitment of every teacher. Right? That has got to be the great commitment by every teacher. In fact, the greatest commitment which I have seen, of course, normally the story of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, I cannot tell the story of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel now here. I recently also told the story of N.T. Ramanathan commitment, I shall not tell. Entire education system of India, which should flag the education in the entire globe. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for a very wonderful address. And I hope the participants will carry away with words of wisdom and actually implement it from here onwards. We have learned many things, and as many of the participants were saying, the learning, I hope in that feedback form you all wrote at least 1 or 2 practices you are going to implement from this movie. We are hoping that it will translate into actual activities and practices. So our guests are getting late, so let us invite our Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Nagbhushan Sir, and Dean Faculty Affairs, Professor Vijayaraman Sir, to please step forward and honor our guests. Sir, please. I request Nitish Purohit Sir to please step forward.
Professor Satish Kumar Singh, please step forward.
And Ms. K. Ramesh Singh. Mr. K. Valedictory. Dr. K. Chandrasekhar. Dr. A. Ranganathan sir. Dr. D. Shamar sir. Mr. D.